Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. Hey, welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sand Hills. It's time once again for Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with retired Colonel Jeff Drummond, Marine. Good morning, Jeff.
Hey, morning, Moore County. You might want to get up. It's a little hot out, so stay indoors. You want to go clean out your couch cushions, chair cushions, etc. Find that spare change, because Bob has been extended, and he's going to be asking you for more money here for the next 5 years, so you better find some.
Yeah, we ought to make being stupid against the law, huh? It amazes me. People vote to tax me. Tax me more, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not spend it efficiently. Let's just tax us. We'll get into that. Don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream. That's available to you right now at talk973.com. Just the upper middle of the page is where that link is at. And in the upper right-hand corner of that page is a little icon that says Listen Live on the air. Tap it once you're listening live if you don't want to watch live. So you got two choices there. And if you want to listen live on the website, on your mobile device, put a streaming app such as TuneIn, iTunes, Streamer in your phone, and you can stream our signal along with that. Just put WEEB in the search. And if you want to watch us on your phone, fire up YouTube and put Mornings with the Leader Man in there. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area. Well, I know little Petra up there in Raleigh says, not as muggy. Now, let me explain that to you. Yesterday, we were 75 to 77 on the dew point scale. Today, we'll be 72 to 73. Technically, it's not as muggy. But anything over 70 will not allow anything on your skin to evaporate.
Does that meet the criteria for the technical term muggy?
Yeah.
Okay.
The muggy starts at 70.
Okay.
So I guess she's right. It's going to be muggy, but not as muggy.
Yeah, there you go.
That's just a false leader getting people's hopes up. And I don't like that. So, but anyway, we try to be fair here and give you what it is. So dew point's going to hang around 71, 72 all day. So you're going to sweat. The saving grace will be it's going to be cloudy, and it'll stay in the 80s. About 87 for our high today. Then tonight, and this afternoon, thunderstorms pop up. Not a big chance tonight, though. 73 will be your low overnight. Tomorrow, more of the same, high of 89. Yeah, I looked at that dew point thing, and it showed a straight 72 dew point right on through Sunday at noon. And Sunday at noon is supposed to drop down to, a refreshing 68.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You will actually feel the difference in those 2 points of drop. As it gets down to 68, you go, man, that's feeling good again. Because you're starting to get some evaporation that you didn't have. So Sunday afternoon's when the next window of opportunity, but unfortunately Monday we're back in the 70s. At least that's what the computer models are showing now. A lot can happen between now and then. Doesn't take but one wind shift somewhere else in the world to change it here. All right, but officially tomorrow, partly cloudy, scattered thunderstorms, 89 for a high. Then Thursday, the same, 90. Then they throw in the heat index. You know it's bad then. Anything over 90 with high humidity gets you the heat index.
Yeah, black flag.
Yeah, heat index of 97. And let's see, 95 heat index on Friday, Saturday, 91, like I said, a slight reduction in the dew points. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds to northeast at 10, pressure is 3003, dew point 73. Humidity 100%, it's cloudy and 73 degrees right now here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. You know, I built many a house, and we always put moisture barriers in the ground And before we throw the subfloor on, we put moisture barrier between the plywood and the subfloor to keep moisture out of the house. And you also wrap the house with a moisture barrier. And this old building here, built back in 1947, before I was born, I mean, it's been renovated numerous times, but still, it's got a black flat roof. So you know it's scalding hot up there during the day. And I kid you not, we have a concrete wall here where an addition got added onto that goes through the ceiling and out. But it's all waterproofed. But it's waterproof from the ceiling out. And the reason I tell you all this is because yesterday I saw a phenomenon I hadn't seen. And that was that concrete wall sweating. It was so humid. It was condensating on the wall. Now that's bad.
Well, you just rub against it, cool off a little bit.
And then I saw it condensate on the sheetrock.
Sheetrock too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah, that's bad.
Holy cow. Anyway, what can you do? I did give the temperature, didn't I? No, I didn't. Dew point 73, humidity 100%, 73 degrees and cloudy. In case I didn't.
And the bugs will be out too.
Oh, don't you like that? It's bad enough you walk outside and you feel like you need to take a shower before you get to your car after the one you just took. And then summer says, oh, you're not enjoying our weather, are you? Let me fly some bugs in your face and around your ear. Here's a few mosquitoes and a few other flying objects at your face.
No seams.
Huh?
No seams.
You know, I park under a street light at night, and it just amazes me how many bugs are all over my car just because it's reflecting the light. You say, yeah, that reminds me why I hate every friggin' second of summer.
Come on now. It's not that bad.
I hate it.
Well, you need to move to the mountains. Do a remote. Broadcast from out there somewhere.
Yeah, but then it's not fresh. You got to live here to
Complain about it.
complain about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you do.
Well, last night, just like with the county commissioners who sat there for 2 hours and politely listened to everybody saying, please don't vote on the budget tonight. Take some time to think over the things we're telling you tonight. But the second the public comment was over, they took a vote, and less than 2 minutes later, you had a budget. Just that quick. Boom, boom, boom. And then last night, the school board met about, and on the agenda was an extension of Grimacy's contract. Now, his contract's not up for, what, 2 years now?
He's got at least 2 years left.
Yeah.
It was not necessary to extend the contract.
Yeah, and
Totally unnecessary.
people were there, as you heard on the Zoom alt zone. People were there to ask the school board to not extend the contract. Now let the new boards do that when he gets elected next fall, because they're the ones that kind of deal with him in the extended period of time.
Right, exactly.
He's going to be here, looks like, till the end of the school board term. Not all the seats come due on the school board, but some of them will come due. And so, but the second the public comment was over, they voted to extend his contract. Boom, boom, boom. It was done. It's supposed to be a public forum, transparency, but all they do is go through the legal. They got to have the hearing. They got to listen to the public comment, but they don't listen, not one bit, because they've already decided what they're going to do. In closed session, they have decided what's going to happen. And the second you got through talking last night, it was over. And no, it was over before you started talking. It was over probably weeks ago.
Well, we don't know. When was the closed session? And
They have one before every meeting.
well, fine, but why wasn't that an open topic at the public portion of the meeting?
Because it discussed personnel.
Well, no, it discussed money matters too.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure
I'm
that
with you.
qualifies.
I say we get to hear it all. But anyway, so he gets his contract extended, and their rationale, I would guess, would believe if he didn't have that surety, he'd be looking at other places, and we would lose him. Good riddance. All you do is cost us millions of dollars with your mismanagement of our money. I'm kind of tired of it. I mean, millions of dollars have been wasted. You and John Barath at the helm, your management sucks. We can't even get our $1.5 million back for a withdrawn bid. You want him to go after that. That's $1.5 million of our money that they won't even bother to pick up off the table. It just astounds me that the public puts up with it. But they do. You're given new ways to think about things, and particularly when it comes to the schools. And you continue to vote for the guy who's leading you over the edge, whose only solution to everything is to tax your hip pocket more.
Well, look at it this way. With the extension, he'll have enough money to buy a new tin cup that he can rattle at the various commissioners' meetings when he asks for money.
Well, they give these guys crazy amounts of money for termination, millions of dollars. I got to get whoever negotiates these contracts on my team. I don't get it.
Well, that's the thing. All that negotiation goes behind the scenes, and it's not open to the public. Whereas 90% of the people, if they were to actually listen and to read what's going on, they'd have a fit, and it wouldn't happen.
You look at Bernie Sanders' wife. She ran a college into the ground, but before she left, she took her golden parachute of money and left the college bankrupt.
Yes, yeah. Well, that happens.
Well, that happens when you govern it, you run it like a socialist. It's not going to make any money.
Well, we'll see what happens.
And sure not going to break even. All right, 7:41. Let's run through our get you in a good mode here. All right. We're going to spend, don't have a minute, so we're going to spend 30 seconds inside a woman's head this morning.
And now it's time for another episode of 30 Seconds Inside a Woman's Head.
Why does this radio station always call it a block of rock? Why don't they do a flock of rock and play all bird bands, like Flock of Seagulls, Into the Eagles, then some Sheryl Crow with Counting Crows and Black Crows, the Birds, the Yardbirds, Fabulous Thunderbirds, then wrap it all up with Prince's When Doves Cry. I should have been a DJ.
And that was another episode of 30 Seconds Inside a Woman's Head.
Me too.
We have block of talk. Don't you hear them on the 5 saying in our first block, second block, third block? That's coming up in the 5th block. It's that behind-the-scene radio talk. Aftershocks keep shaking Southern California. Here's a montage of... I'm almost afraid to play this for fear that Google, YouTube will pick up on it. Let me go to this one. Mr. Big Voice here, who recites Milkshake by Kellis, or is it Khalees?
I have no clue who that is.
Well, it's Milkshake.
And now, Mr. Big Voice recites lyrics to Milkshake.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I can teach you, but I have to charge.
This has been Mr. Big Voice reciting lyrics to Milkshake.
Okay. Well, my dog sweetens the air in here. How do you get a dog to quit passing gas?
I have no clue. Whatever it is you're feeding them, change it.
That's just it. I didn't change his diet. Or add anything to it. And I hadn't had quite this aggressive policy here. Anyway, we lit a scent candle. That will solve the problem.
Yeah, maybe.
What else I got? All right, name this sound. Colonel?
Yapping dogs.
Well, you're close.
Oh, tell me they're coyotes or foxes?
No, it's a family in South Africa. They posted a video of their 3 small dogs barking in the driveway, and their parrot is walking around and barking with them.
Oh, the parrot, too. Okay. All right. Well.
They've had him for 19 years, and he sounds like just like one of the dogs. Apparently, he likes cuddling and playing with them, too. So...
This is in South America or South Africa, you said?
South Africa.
South Africa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Evidently, a few people in South Africa have internet. We always think it's people living in huts everywhere, but it's not. They have some very developed cities, too.
And a lot of huts.
All right. I got to make sure that this doesn't show up on my other stuff here. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. Now I know. All right. We can do it. A naked woman.
Naked?
Got everybody's attention now. Claiming to be the devil. Attacked a family in Virginia on Thursday night on their first night in their new home.
their new home.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
So you didn't even get to be the first to go naked in your own home.
Okay.
She broke in through the basement, and the dad fired 39 rounds to scare her off.
39 rounds.
Man was reloading, wasn't he?
Yes, he did. He fired a day of ammunition there. That's a fact.
I assume he's shooting in the air.
That's 3 13-round magazines. That was it. That's what you carry.
Well, it didn't work, so he threw furniture at her. He said she seemed possessed and had superhuman strength. Eventually, his wife and 3 kids joined in, and their son stabbed the woman with a wrench.
Stabbed her with a wrench.
That's what it says. They sound really distraught about the whole thing. The woman was arrested. But
I said, "Who are you?" She said, "I need your help. Please help me." I said, "Get out my house." And she said, "I'm the devil." She looked like she was possessed. I mean, her eyes were completely black like saucers and laughing like it was a joke. And she was not stopping. She had the strength of 4 grown men.
She was in to kill us. That was her almighty, was to kill us. She attacked us, and I held her down and just kept on punching her as hard as I possibly could. I'm scared to go to any room by myself. I'm just terrified. You've destroyed our family.
Yes, you have.
She was a meth head.
What you gonna say?
I said, well, she was obviously drugged up on something. I don't know what, but, you know.
Well.
Did the guy, now this guy discharged 39 rounds at her. You know, did he shoot at her, or was he just like shooting into the floor or something?
I don't know, or up in the air, or...
Well, you know.
If it was in the house, he had to shoot at something.
I mean, you know, even 39 times is a little much without hitting her.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a bad shot if he couldn't hit her.
Well, if that's what he was doing. I mean, otherwise he's just irresponsibly shooting his, firing his weapon there, and, you know, he's got kids and what, another wife? It sounded like there were 2 women there.
Well, he might not have been the first person to walk naked to his house, but he was the first person to shoot it up.
Good Lord. Did it say where that was?
That was
I'm just curious.
Virginia.
Just Virginia. It didn't say. I'm wondering where.
Meanwhile, on the left coast, there was a brawl in Mickey's Toontown at Disneyland on Saturday with families and kids watching the whole thing. A guy hit a woman, squared off with another guy, and got uglier from there. In the video, 2 guys sucker punched women at 2 different times. Apparently, they were all part of the same family and were eventually escorted out of Disney World or Disneyland. Sounds like a neighborhood fight, doesn't it?
Go to jail tonight.
Yes, ma'am. We're Disneyland.
Go to jail tonight. I'm ready to go to jail tonight.
Men and women hitting each other. We have it on
Ready to go to jail tonight.
Toontown right in front of Goofy's.
Go to jail tonight.
Yeah, he's ready to go to jail. Well, apparently they didn't send him to jail. They just told him to get out.
Yeah.
And he sucker punched a woman or 2, and
Must be part of Antifa.
yeah, we'll just toss you out and carry your stupid stuff out in the parking lot.
A company in Seattle called
Amazing.
Atomo created a coffee without using any coffee beans. They call it molecular coffee. And it mimics the proteins and oils of real coffee along with the caffeine. They had people do a taste test with Starbucks.
I like this one.
I like that one. So this is the one you would pick then? First one that you selected is actually Atomo. So this is a coffee brand we're creating. The one you've selected is this other little coffee company called Starbucks. You may or may not have heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's smooth.
I was like, it tastes kind of burnt. It's going to be Starbucks.
Now, you don't know what was in the other cup, probably acid coffee.
I was going to say, you could boil a cup of dirt and it would taste better than Starbucks coffee. Jeez, good Lord. That's not even a fair taste.
And at half the price.
Yeah. Here, try this. You like this? I'll leave some pine needles.
Let's see. I did that one. Oh, no. Woman. Okay. Just got to make sure I'm not duplicating something from next hour. Cops in Connecticut caught a guy who's been breaking into ATMs at Dunkin' Donuts since 2016 and does it using the Jaws of Life device he bought on eBay. One of the police involved said that he'd never seen anything like it.
I've seen ATM machines get broken into. I've seen ATM machines get pried into, but with the Jaws of Life, this is the first I've seen of that. We didn't have DNA evidence, latent fingerprints, things like that on the scene. In this case, Mr. Moore used his debit card when he was in the Dunkin' Donuts in the days leading up, and he did this at various locations that were burglarized, so it became kind of a pattern.
You can buy Jaws of Life on eBay? Cool. Oh, you get me.
And you knew this was going to come out. I knew a guy in Michigan invented a pill that brings you down when you're too high. He calls it the parachute pill. So people can parachute down where they've accidentally gotten too high.
Okay.
He says it's common now that weed has become legal in more states, and people are eating edibles. It contains cannabis or CBD, which is the counterpart of THC.
No. It's just it's a separate oil, separate compound in the plant. It's not the counterpart.
Well, let's see what he says.
A lot of people, especially when they use cannabis edibles, they get way too high, and it takes hours for them to get back to being normal. So we really wanted to help them. Frankly, it gets a little out of control, or some of the edibles aren't completely mixed properly, and a person inadvertently just takes too much. Then they find themselves in trouble. Start low, go slow, and enjoy your life and this wonderful product that's now available after so many decades of being illegal.
Well, yeah, it's a mistake, but, they'll continue to do it. All you got to do is read up on what's going on in Colorado, and, the first place where they legalized it, or one of them, and they're having huge problems.
What else we got here? Good news. Ready for some good news before you go to...
Well, after, yeah, I am. Anytime I'm ready for good news.
After hearing about edible marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
I had a gentleman yesterday drop off some stuff about marijuana. And
well, THC and CBD, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
He was offering a paper and some information on the differences and et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So it's worth researching. If you don't know differences between THC, marijuana, and CBD, which comes from the hemp plant, two separate plants,
right.
You should really study up on that.
Well, the founders of a clothing company, Life is Good, are donating $1 to charity every time someone posts something nice on social media with a hashtag something good. They kicked it off by walking around Harvard Square in Boston and asking people to tell them something good.
We're here in Harvard Square today. Tell us something good.
I get to meet my firstborn daughter for the first time in September.
I'm taking a seminar on environmentalism.
I have a 16-year-old dog. He went through some medical stuff lately, but he recovered, rebounded, and is acting like a puppy.
I'm into yoga.
You teach it or you just practice it?
I do both.
Ran a marathon 2 days ago.
I am bringing change to my community. I created a nonprofit that works with mothers that have been impacted by gun violence. And I believe that we all have to play a part to make this world a better place.
Join us and help spread the power of optimism. Tell us something good.
I believe that's about $18 the guy owes me. I'll be the holder of the money until we decide what charity gets it.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm sorry, but the interest goes to me. Another nice thing. A 20-year-old in Washington saved his 8-year-old niece from a burning house on Thursday and ended up with serious second and third degree burns. He says he's no hero and would do it again.
I ran down the stairs, even though I got burnt. Started catching the kids. I caught Junior and I caught Baby Roy out the window. And she was screaming my name, so I wasn't gonna let her just sit there. I was gonna let my niece die. And I didn't care, I just ran right up the stairs and then pushed right through the fire, went right through the fire. I could feel it burning me. And then I got her, I took my shirt off, I put it around her face so she wasn't breathing any smoke. And then I just carried her out fast as I could. When I say hero, I would just say I cared for my niece and nephew. I wasn't gonna let them die. I'd do it again. I really would. I'd run back in there and do it again, even if I got burnt worse or died.
Okay. Well, if you like UFC, that's mixed martial arts stuff. The fastest knockout in UFC history happened Saturday in the welterweight division. Jorge, Spanish name, landed a flying kick to Ben Askren with just 5 seconds into the fight. And Askren had come into the match with the 19-0 record. Here's your 5-second fight.
And these guys just flapping gums at each other. Any chance they get. The fight clock is brought to you by Modelo.
You know, I watched this fight one time it was on, I forgot what it was on, but anyway, this guy who seems smaller, they're done by weight class, so he was in the weight class. But you had UFC guy A and UFC guy B. And UFC guy B just got pummeled for 4 rounds. It was a 5-round, 5-minute thing. And he just got the tar slapped out of him for all of that, except for the last round. Now, the last round he got, which was 5 minutes, for 4 minutes and 50 seconds, got the crap beat out of him again. And then he did the exact same thing. He did a flying knee kick to the chest, broke 4 of the guy's ribs, down he goes, and out for the count. I said, why do you do that in round 1 so you didn't have to take that beating? Because, I mean, to tell you, his face was unrecognizable.
He was tiring him out.
Is that what he was doing?
He was wearing him out.
So he could get that flying kick in.
Let him punch himself out, and then you can take him on.
But it started, he just ran across the mat, jumped up, stuck his knee in his chest, and that was it.
Yeah, well, that would hurt a lot.
It did. Down he went. And he didn't get back up, just like this guy here. All right, coming up on 8 o'clock, lots to come in hour 2. Stick around. This morning's with the Leader Man, and we will be right back.
Scattered showers and a few rumbles of thunder will be possible later this afternoon, but for the most part, we'll keep clouds around with temperatures slightly cooler today in the mid to upper 80s. It will not be as sticky as well, and temperatures tonight will fall into the lower 70s. Highs for tomorrow will be slightly warmer in the upper 80s and lower 90s. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sand Hills, 97.3 FM, 104.1FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The nation's top law enforcement officer suggests he's found a way to return a citizenship question to the census in 2020, much to the dismay of congressional Democrats.
Attorney General William Barr says he and the president have been discussing ways around a Supreme Court ruling that blocked the inclusion of the citizenship question.
I think over the next day or two, you'll see what approach we're taking. I think it does provide a pathway for getting the question on the census.
But House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says it's part of a Trump agenda to
make America white again.
She says the idea is to keep people who are in the U.S. illegally from answering, lowering their count. And she's urging migrants, if the question is added, to answer it.
Don't give them that victory. You must respond.
The census forms will be distributed next year. Jackie Quinn, Washington.
A federal judge is blocking a major White House initiative on prescription drug prices, saying the administration lacks legal authority and require drug makers to disclose their prices in TV ads. With the House considering a vote next week on hiking the federal minimum wage, there's some new data for lawmakers to consider.
The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office says raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour would increase pay for as many as 27 million workers, but there could be a trade-off. The CBO says as many as 1.3 million jobs could be lost by 2025.
That's correspondent Mike Rossier. Obamacare, the subject of arguments today before a federal appeals court panel in New Orleans. 18 states challenging the Affordable Care Act. Cases likely to eventually wind up before the U.S. Supreme Court. On Wall Street this morning, futures in the red. Right now, Dow futures are down about 97 points. S&P futures off 11. NASDAQ futures 29 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
When it comes to your pain, many of you might be skeptical, like I was, about ordering Relief Factor. Pat Boone again for this wonderful 100% drug-free supplement designed to help your own body lower or eliminate occasional aches and pains due to aging, exercise, everyday living. I'm not skeptical any longer. The 3-week quick start is now discounted to only $19.95. Why don't you let us see if we can get you out of pain, too, at ReliefFactor.com.
If you're worried about your cholesterol, hear how others are taking charge with garlic.
My doctor said my cholesterol was borderline, but I've been taking garlic, and it works.
I've been taking garlic for years.
My pharmacist recommended garlic. He said there's an ingredient in garlic that helps maintain healthy cholesterol.
I take garlic every day. No garlic breath. Lots of people like you are choosing garlic to help maintain a healthy cholesterol. Garlic, it's cholesterol's natural enemy. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
An international charity says the gap between the haves and the have-nots is growing in West Africa, reaching crisis levels. It's accusing many governments in the region of ignoring the issue despite strong economic growth.
Oxfam says a small number of people in West Africa are growing fantastically rich. So rich, in fact, that the wealthiest 1% own more than everyone else in the region combined. The charity says the 5 richest men in Nigeria have a total wealth of nearly $30 billion in a country where almost 2/3 live on little more than $1 a day. There's nothing, Oxfam says, inevitable about that scale of inequality. Such wealth is often hidden away and untaxed. But it also says economic growth presents an opportunity for change, praising Senegal, Mauritania and Cape Verde as the countries most committed to reducing inequality.
That's BBC correspondent Rory Gallimore reporting. News and analysis at townhall.com. Former Kansas Secretary of State Chris Kobach makes it official he's running for the U.S. Senate.
Kobach announced his bid to replace retiring GOP Senator Pat Roberts during an event in Leavenworth. He's a strong supporter of President Trump and told the crowd, quote, "This is not a time for a senator who's Republican light." Kobach did lose a bid for governor in heavily Republican Kansas in 2018, and that's drawn early rejection from the National Republican Senatorial Committee. It fears a losing campaign this time around would put in jeopardy the Senate GOP's paper-thin majority. Bob Agnew reporting.
In a significant shift, Britain's main opposition Labour Party says the government should hold a referendum on whether to leave the European Union or remain in the bloc. Leader Jeremy Corbyn says Labour would campaign to stay in the EU if a referendum is called by Prime Minister May's successor. Conservative lawmakers Boris Johnson and Jeremy Hunt are in competition for the Prime Minister's job. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Taz Auto Group in Sanford wants to change your mind about pre-owned cars. We've kept our prices as low as possible using fair market value and NADA guidelines. For our military customers, come in and we'll take $200 off your choice of over 250 cars in stock, all makes and models. Every single car comes with an automatic 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty. Come in and buy a vehicle from us on the 4th of July, and you'll be entered for a chance to win a cash prize when 2 winners will be selected at 5 p.m. Good credit or bad credit, your approval is guaranteed. Can't get to us? Ask about our local pickup. We're open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 8 p.m. and 12 to 5 on Sundays. So come on in to 3590 Highway 87 in Sanford. Taz Auto Group. Nice cars, good price.
This is Chuck from Sunbelt Service Pros. Are you just not feeling it anymore with your AC service provider? Are you calling those guys because that's what you've always done, or because there's a sticker on the thermostat with an old phone number on it? How about this? Take a chance and you'll be thrilled to find that you're getting real value for your heating and cooling dollars. When you call Sunbelt Service Pros, you are dealing with a professional and reliable service provider. Our technicians are highly trained and certified and can quickly address any issues. Our customers find our technicians and office staff courteous, friendly, and professional throughout the whole process. We're doing something right here. You need to check us out, find out what you've been missing, and call us today. Sunbelt Service Pros at 910-944-2044 or go online to sunbeltservicepros.com.
War Dog's Army Surplus Store in Southern Pines is Southern Pines' #1 surplus store. Serving the Fort Bragg area, we buy, sell, and trade military, tactical, outdoor clothing, and gear. We are your military surplus low-price leader and take pride in serving our local military members and community. Bring us your military gear because we pay more and sell for less than anyone in the area, guaranteed. At War Dogs, we make it our top priority to provide quality, high-end tactical gear at the lowest prices. Come in today and bring your used gear or check out our massive inventory, the largest in Southern Pines. We're open Monday through Friday, 10:30 until 5:30 and 11 to 4 on Saturday. We're located at 675 Southwest Broad Street in Southern Pines, right across the street from Beefeaters. Or give us a call at 910-920-7749. That's 920-7749. War Dogs.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. Breaking news. Greenville police say a suspect is dead and one officer is hospitalized after an officer-involved shooting this morning. The wounded officer is being treated for multiple non-life-threatening injuries at Vidant Medical Center. Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Chief Kerr Putney and Mecklenburg County District Attorney Spencer Merriweather addressed the crime rate in the Queen City in front of Charlotte City Council on Monday. Putney and Merriweather gave updates on community safety and the Crisis Intervention Team program. There have been 60 murders so far this year in Charlotte. Chief Putney says,
I think we're better than the number of 60. I really do.
President Trump says that he is a champion of the environment, saying we all have one America. We have only one planet in a White House address. Ben Tracy reports this despite having launched rollbacks in environmental protection.
He said that the U.S. can really lead on fighting air and water pollution around the world. But keep in mind, it was the president that pulled out of the Paris Climate Accord and has overseen sweeping rollbacks of air and water protections.
People in the Tar Heel state are criticizing a federal lawsuit that is challenging the constitutionality of the Affordable Care Act. At a press conference in Raleigh, State Democratic Party Chair Wayne Goodwin singled out GOP Senator Tom Tillis. He says if the Trump administration wins the lawsuit, it will harm a number of people.
Adult children will no longer be able to stay on their parents' insurance until age 26. Insurance companies will be able to charge women 50% more than men simply because of their gender, and that's wrong.
The crowded Democratic field is getting a shakeup. Ed O'Keefe is watching the race from Washington.
Congressman Eric Swalwell is dropping out to focus instead on running for re-election. He's the first candidate who participated in the debates to exit the race.
And House Republicans say it's time to debate Medicaid legislation. You're listening to NCN News.
Break away from the everyday to Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue.
Okay, in less than 30 seconds, I know I can make you hungry. Ready? Here we go. Chicken breast, chicken wing, drumstick, pulled pork barbecue, potato salad, coleslaw, sweet iced tea. I don't know about you, but I'm starving. Where am I going? I'm headed to Smithfield's.
Break away from the everyday to Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue.
Being a Farm Bureau insurance agent means being local. It means insuring your child's first car and standing beside you after a storm. It's more than a business to us. It's a friendship. So call an agent who calls North Carolina home. Because when you need us, we're there. In every county, every day. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
With primaries in North Carolina taking place in March, a number of candidates are jockeying in the state's U.S. Senate race. Carolina Journal editor Rick Henderson says a high-profile name is changing the dynamic.
We've got Cal Cunningham, former state senator, who's run several other races and to no success. But there's a little bit of resentment building up in this.
A body found on a Greek island is believed to be that of an American scientist missing for about a week.
The dead body of a woman the same age group as missing U.S.-American biologist Suzanne Eaton, who disappeared last week near the port of Chania on the northwest coast of the Greek island of Crete, has been found in a cave. Relatives have been called to identify the body. Police authorities are investigating whether her death is due to a criminal act. Eaton was in Crete attending a conference. Sabina Castelfranco, CBS News, Rome.
House Republican leaders say it's time to debate Medicaid legislation originally designed to cover hundreds of thousands of low-income adults in North Carolina. Even as Senate counterparts remain against expansion. The House Health Committee scheduled a meeting today to discuss an expansion measure, which, as initially written, would place premium and work requirements upon recipients. The trade war with China could take on religious overtones.
The president's latest round of proposed tariffs on Chinese imports could lead to a Bible shortage. HarperCollins Christian says most are printed in China, and new taxes would not only make Bibles more expensive, but hurt evangelists who give them away as part of their ministry. The Bible is the top-selling book in the U.S., with 5.7 million printed copies sold last year. Number 2, former First Lady Michelle Obama's Becoming, which sold 3.5 million. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Clouds will stay put throughout the day, and that should help keep our temperatures on the slightly cooler side. We'll top in the mid to upper 80s, and it will not be as humid as it was yesterday. A few scattered showers and thunderstorms will develop later this afternoon, mainly for those counties to the south. Otherwise, tonight, expect the lows to fall into the lower 70s. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills area, it's cloudy, 74 degrees. Humidity 97%, dew point 73, pressure 30.03, winds northeast at 10. Good morning. It's 8:13. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Tuesday morning. While negotiations over the state budget are center stage in Raleigh these days, a more obscure bill related to the funeral home industry is garnering an outsized amount of attention. State Representative Jamie Bowles says proposed legislation to create a provisional license for funeral directors is about creating more jobs and opportunities in its own industry. But others in the funeral home industry, including members of its state board, contend it is specifically designed to help fellow lawmakers who happen to be a Democrat get a license and not have to fulfill current requirements. They also allege that the bill is being used as a tool to get that member to vote for an override of Governor Roy Cooper's veto of the state budget. Bowles, who is a licensed funeral director and owns a funeral home and crematory business based in Southern Pines, said there is no truth to either of those allegations. The pilot reports that Bowles said that the bill attempts to address what he says is, quote, a shortage in our labor force. He said the bill would apply to anyone, though published reports recently disclosed earlier draft that said it would only apply to lawmakers. He said the legislation includes a 5-year apprenticeship period in which a person must meet certain requirements to obtain a license. The provisional license could be extended twice. And looking to help out, well, Meals on Wheels of the Sand Hills will expand its service area to West End and Seven Lakes. The nonprofit is currently seeking volunteers to help in delivering meals one or more times a week in search of donations to help pay for the meals. Meals on Wheels has been in Moore County for over 45 years. The concentration has primarily been in the southern part of the county with 9 teams of volunteers, but as demand has shown in the other areas, the organization is ready to expand. Executive Director Rebecca Listrom, the sole employee of Meals on Wheels of the Sand Hills, said she is in need of 10 more volunteers in the Seven Lakes West End area to help those that are housebound receive a warm meal each day. That's your latest Sand Hills news this morning, but stand by. Here comes your latest in sports right here on Talk 97.3 FM. 104.1 FM and 990 AM WEEB. It is 8:16.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. It was a show last night in Cleveland. Toronto Blue Jays rookie Vladimir Guerrero Jr. set a home run derby record by slamming 91 home runs in 3 rounds. But he lost the $1 million first prize when Mets rookie Pete Alonso went deep on his final swing.
The 2019 Home Run Derby came down to a battle between 2 rookies as the New York Mets' Pete Alonso took home the $1 million prize, defeating Vladimir Guerrero Jr. of the Blue Jays in the final round 23-22. Guerrero put on a show at Progressive Field, hitting a single Derby record 91 homers in his 3 rounds. The Mets rookie, though, won the Derby with 18 seconds left to play as he slammed his 23rd homer to overtake Guerrero in the final round. Matt Lodi, Cleveland.
Meanwhile, the Dodgers manager is picking one of his own hurlers to start for the National League in tonight's All-Star game in Cleveland.
National League manager Dave Roberts will turn to the best pitcher on his Dodgers team this season to try to snap a 6-game losing streak in the All-Star game. Hyunjin Ryu will take his 10-2 record and 1.73 ERA to the mound against the American League's lineup of sluggers. The NL roster will feature the Major League's 3 leading home run hitters this season, with Home Run Derby champ Pete Alonso coming off the bench and Cody Bellinger and Christian Yelich in the starting lineup. Yelich will lead off the game for the visiting senior circuit. The NL will be using a DH, and the Major's RBI leader Josh Bell of the Pirates will fill that role. Tom Merriam, Cleveland.
Across the pond, the women's quarterfinal matches highlight today's women's schedule at Wimbledon, beginning with 11-seed Serena Williams taking on fellow American Allison Brisk. She's feeling sky high after reaching the quarters by knocking off top seed Ashley Barty.
I am so incredibly excited, and the fact that it's at Wimbledon, my favorite Grand Slam, they can't kick me out now, so I'm here to stay.
Number 7, Simona Halep beat teenage sensation Coco Gauff in straight sets yesterday. Halep will take on Zhang Shaoyi of China in the quarterfinals. This is NCN Sports.
Medicaid expansion, school safety, a statewide bond package, the next state budget. North Carolina lawmakers are tackling these and other topics. You can follow all the action with Carolina Journal. How would these proposals affect you, your wallet, your family? Carolina Journal offers answers. Available each month as a free newspaper. Every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your best source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
There are millions of unused and leftover opioid pills in North Carolina alone, enough to stretch from the mountains to the coast. These powerful prescription pills are contributing to an epidemic that takes 5 lives every day. But there is something more powerful than opioids. All of us. We can take back our extra pills and ask our healthcare providers about alternatives for pain. Together, we can take back our communities. Learn how you can help end the epidemic at morepowerfulnc.org.
The U.S. women's national team is back on American soil. The soccer team, which won its record 4th Women's World Cup by beating the Netherlands on Sunday, touched down at Newark Liberty International Airport around 4:30 yesterday afternoon, where they were met with cheers and a banner saying, "Congratulations, Team USA." The team will be showered tomorrow with a ticker tape parade up Lower Manhattan's Canyon of Heroes. 2 people familiar with the situation say the Oklahoma City Thunder have traded forward Jermaine Grant to the Denver Nuggets for a 2020 first-round pick. Grant coming off a season which he averaged a career-high 13.5 points and just over 5 rebounds. It's another first-round selection for the Thunder, who are in line for at least 4 more, assuming the blockbuster deal that sends Paul George to the L.A. Clippers goes through. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Fields Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning customers include the military, federal, state, and local governments, hospitals, and school systems, as well as many independent businesses. We stand by our services and products, and as a result, we are proud that our business comes from repeat business and customer referrals. Fields Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning also serves many residents in Moore and surrounding counties, and we have been in business for 70 years. Call 910-949-3232. 910-949-3232.
Donuts so heavenly you'd think they were made by angels. Southern Angel Donut Company is now open for your heavenly pleasure in Olmsted Village behind the First National Bank. And the angels are up daily at 3 a.m. making donuts the old-fashioned way, preparing holy taste bud delights like the maple bacon donut or their special apple fritters. And hey, Southern Angel Donuts make great business icebreakers because who doesn't like a great donut? Give Southern Angel Donuts a try today. Open 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily.
Born in Napoli, Italy, Sal Doria, owner of Fratello's restaurant in Pinehurst, makes his hand-tossed pizza with the passion of a true Italian. Fresh ingredients, homemade mozzarella, and amore. Come in and experience the ambiance of European luxury, hearty cuisine, warm hospitality, and an outstanding wine and beer list. Military families, come in and 15% of your meal is on us. Every Friday and Saturday night from 6:30 to 9:30, Fratello's welcomes Carolina's favorite piano man, Clarence Levine. Feel like staying in tonight? Fratello's has got you covered with Grubhub and DoorDash, so you can simply call in your order and have it delivered to your doorstep. We're located at 97.3 U.S. Highway 15501 in Pinehurst, just a few doors down from Hickory Tavern. Fratello's Restaurant, making you fall in love with food all over again.
Opioid addiction is a crisis in Moore and surrounding counties, but there is a local doctor, Francis Corrigan of Solace Health, helping patients in recovery.
At Solace Health, we have had a great deal of success with opioid addiction treatment using medications such as Suboxone on an outpatient basis. Treatment is low cost as we accept all insurance, including North Carolina Medicaid. The treatment occurs in a very pleasant and private outpatient office setting where patients are treated with compassion and dignity. If you or your loved one needs help with opioid addiction or other drug or alcohol problems, please call us to speak to one of our nurses about our treatment program. We also have extensive experience in transitioning patients from methadone programs to Suboxone outpatient treatment.
Solace Health is located at 285 Olmsted Boulevard in Pinehurst. Call 910-295-7246. All calls are confidential. 910-295-7246 or visit recovermore.com. MOORE.
If you're like most folks, you love your home. You love your neighborhood and those that live around you. But when you go inside your home, you see that it is in need of a massive updating, especially those bathrooms, kitchen, and great room. You know that these areas need upgrading, but you also know what a task it is to do it yourself. Hi, I'm Steve Leader Adams, and I've built over 2,000 homes, and I and my partner Larry Posterwaite have over 70 years of construction experience and have our own remodeling business called Relive It Remodeling. We also pride ourselves on making remodeling jobs an easy and enjoyable process for our clients. We look after everything from permits to the last paint stroke. We also show up when we promise and stay until completion. And we also recycle any materials through the Wounded Warrior program. And here's one more promise. Nobody, and I mean nobody, does better quality work than we do. For your next renovation job, give me a call right here at WEEB at 692-7440 or check us out on the web at reliveitremodeling.com.
At Sandhills Collision Center in Seven Lakes, we proudly serve all your automotive repair, auto body restoration, and collision repair needs. With our brand new state-of-the-art cheap straightening system and eco-friendly AmeriCure paint booth, you can rest assured that your vehicle, boat, or RV will receive top-notch repair and flawless paint jobs. And for all you aviators, we do aircraft body repair too. Sandhills Collision Repair Center is veteran-owned and offers a 5% discount to our military family. We give free estimate and accept all insurance and self-pay. All our ATECs will provide superior customer service from start to finish because we are committed to quality and prompt expert service. Bring your automobile, boat, or RV by today for a free quote at 135 Village View Drive in Seven Lakes. That's just 2 minutes from the Food Lion on Seven Lakes Drive. Or call us at 910-673-AUTO. That's 673-AUTO. Sandhills Collision Center, because you deserve the best.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. Well, I never thought I would do such a thing, but last night I participated in an intervention. I didn't know I was participating in an intervention. I thought I was going to a school board meeting. It turned out I was talking to members of a cult, the Dr. Bob cult. 13 very diverse citizens showed up to speak at the school board meeting. Every one of them asked the board to wait before extending Dr. Bob's contract. After all, there's no hurry. Why not wait until after the school board election? Let the new board make that decision. We'd have been a lot better off, it turns out, meeting at a coffee shop and taking turns going around in a circle and blowing bubbles in our coffee cup. That's how much they listen to us. This board is enamored with Dr. Bob Grimacy. They're never going to question the man. They're never going to admit he's a failure. I can tell you this, it's an awful feeling to know you've elected a body that pays no attention to the people who they work for. They, of course, voted unanimously to extend Bob's contract. Then a couple of them read what were obviously prepared statements. They told us Bob goes to the schools. Not just that, he reads to the kids. Well, I guess so. Apparently, from the grades of the schools, a heck of a lot of the ones he's responsible for educating are unable to read to him. Our athletics are good. Our parliamentary procedure team's kicking butt, blah, blah. All that's good. It's real good. But I'm disgusted. Zumwalt Zone.
Scattered showers and a few rumbles of thunder will be possible later this afternoon, but for the most part, we'll keep clouds around with temperatures slightly cooler today in the mid to upper 80s. It will not be as sticky as well, and temperatures tonight will fall into the lower 70s. Highs for tomorrow will be slightly warmer in the upper 80s and lower 90s. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills #1 morning show. Mornings with the leader man. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Happy National Sugar Cookie Day. Celebrate the ever-popular and delicious sugar cookie. The perfect combination of sugar, flour, butter, eggs, and vanilla. Hashtag empty calories. Hashtag kid favorite. Hashtag you'd rather have a chocolate chip cookie, but that's all there is, so you'll still eat them.
Morning sunshine.
Tuesday.
Happy Cow Appreciation Day.
Happy. What's happy? Cows are happy. They end up as sloppy joes. Don't have a cow.
I appreciate you.
What does a cow say?
A cow says moo.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Don't have a cow, mate.
Don't have a cow, man.
We don't have a cow.
You could do that till the cows come home.
Can we just
start the show?
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. And welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sand Hills. It is time once again for Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with Marine Colonel retired Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Hey, morning, Moore County. Like I said this morning, you better get up, get at it. Pull out those couch cushions, chair cushions, go out to the car, check under the front seat, pick up all those spare change and coins that you can find, because Bob got expended, and you haven't experienced a professional panhandler yet like that. It's coming.
All right, you got your standing orders. Don't forget, of course, this program being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream. That's available to you. Why not, since I let this song run too long? They'll just snap it off later. Won't let you replay it, but you can watch it now at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is where the link's located. YouTube will do the work for you on your mobile device. Just put Mornings with the Leader Man. If you're just looking at audio stream, well, we suggest what else? We suggest many of the streaming apps like TuneIn, iTunes, Streamer on your mobile device. Just put WEEB into that search, and if you're on your our website at talk973.com, click the icon in the upper right-hand corner of any of our web pages at talk973.com, where it says on the air, listen live. Tap it once and you're listening that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area, despite what little Pizza says up there in Raleigh, still going to be muggy today. The muggy range is anything over 70 and over on the dew point scale. And we're going to be in the 72-73 range, which is better than yesterday's 75-77. Grant you that, but it's still all pretty bad. When are we going to see some relief from this? Perhaps Sunday afternoon we'll get a little relief when the dew points drop in the 60s, upper 60s a little bit. That's the only place it does it that I see in the next 10 days on the computer models. But it can all change, and it often does when it's that far out of what's going to happen. So it's kind of like predicting the exact path of a hurricane. It changes day to day until it gets close to the shore and they know where it's going to whack you. But until then, we always try to find a spot that I can live for. There was a lady one time this was back during the blizzard of 2000. And we abandoned all programming and just took telephone calls here during that. And I literally answered the phone. It was on the air so long that I got laryngitis. Yeah, everybody's saying, oh, we can only hope. But the point is, she called up and she made a good point. She says, because the power companies weren't telling you when the power was going to come on.
Right, yeah.
And they knew exactly when it's going to come on. They got a chart there that tells them when it's coming on. But they got instructions not to tell you, because if they're an hour late, then you'll call back and bitch. You just want a time frame. And anyway, she says, if I know it's a month from now, that's fine. I'll make arrangements for it. Right, but tell me something.
Yeah, you got to be able to plan. And, just not knowing is the worst.
Yeah. She says, even if they're wrong, tell me something.
Right.
Because I'll gut it out to that point. And it does help to know when you're going to see a spot of relief.
Yes, you have to be able to plan. Let you lock up, go somewhere, do whatever. They're ridiculous when it comes to that.
But the dew point between now and Sunday afternoon is just pretty solid 72. Boom, all the way through. A few 73s, few 71s, but mostly 72, which is muggy, very muggy. And Sunday we'll see a slight relief. And then it will go muggy again on Monday.
And we've established that dew point of 70 is the official muggy.
Anything over 70 sucks. And we're talking about dew points on Sunday of 68. So we're not, this is going to be a dramatic drop down in the 50s or something. This is going to be 68, but it'll feel like heaven compared to what you've been feeling. All right. Officially, mostly cloudy today. Isolated thunderstorms, 87 for a high. Heat index 92. That's because it's going to be very humid. Then tonight, partly cloudy, isolated thunderstorm, 73. Tomorrow, the same thing, high of 89. Thursday, 90 with a heat index of 97. When it gets in the 90s, they start popping up the heat indexes. 90 on Friday, heat index 95. Saturday, 91. They don't mention the heat index, so that means that dew point's starting to creep back down. And then Sunday, they don't mention, it'll be hot though, 94 for a high. But 68 dew point as of now. That can change. Long time till then. Right now, winds are east and northeast at 10. Vapor pressure is 30.03. Dew point still at 73, which is very muggy. Humidity 97%. It's cloudy and 74 degrees. Those clouds are going to be what saves us today, I believe. So to keep the temperature knocked down some.
Yes, and allow the bugs to come out.
You know, but at least you don't have that top of your head burning sensation.
That's what hats are for.
Or the, as you walk across the sand around this area, and it's sand reflecting that heat back at you.
Yeah, that's a pain there.
That's when you know you're in the furnace. All right, 74 degrees currently here in the Sand Hills, and of course this being Tuesday and everything, Pearl knows what's coming down, and that's his weekly measurement of his testosterone and estrogen. Now, last week he was very low on estrogen and extremely high on testosterone. You like to have a balance. So
the last 2 weeks.
So you're more, well, you know, you're healthier with a balance. Yeah. Let's see where he's at this week. These are questions for women, for men, that women would know the answer to. 10% of women said that they have forgotten this at least once. What is it? Is it their child's name, their anniversary, or their husband's birthday?
10% have forgotten.
In my case of my ex-wives, it was 100%.
Of all three, right?
No, the answer here
is your birthday.
No, anniversary.
Anniversary?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't believe that.
Yeah, not a one of them remembered. I'm sitting there with the sole present in my hand.
I don't believe that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I just biatch 1, 2, and 3. All right, question 2. When a pregnant woman's water breaks, what is it actually breaks open?
Oh, the I don't know what the name of it is.
All right, here are your choices. The amniotic sac?
Yes.
The placenta or the birth canal?
No, the one.
One is correct. So you got a point. Ding. How much does it cost to buy a vowel on the Wheel of Fortune?
To buy a vowel?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
Is it 100, 150, or 250?
Probably 100.
Probably 100, he says. Is that right? No.
What is it?
250.
250 to buy a vowel.
So you got 1 point estrogen. Let's see if you can.
What does the Wheel of Fortune have to do with estrogen?
Women notice those details. That men just go, buy a vowel, lady.
Okay.
Buy a vowel, dude. All right. Here are the questions for women that real men know the answer to. How many batters does a pitcher face in a perfect game of baseball?
27.
Ding. You get 2 points because you didn't get the multiple choice. You're starting a new game of 8-ball in pool. How many balls are on the table?
I'm starting a what?
You're starting a new game of 8-ball in pool. How many balls are on the table?
Oh, man, what is that? Is it the cue? I don't know. How many?
Is it 12, 15, or 16?
16.
Ding! 16 is correct. And lastly, in a recent survey, 60% of men said they had no problem doing this in public. What is it?
You better give me the distractors.
Is it spitting, breaking wind, or burping?
Oh, probably burping. Yeah, I don't know. No? Spitting then.
Spitting.
Yeah, okay.
And of course that
no, I don't spit in public. No, and I think that's rude.
You ever played baseball?
Yes.
Then you spit.
No, I did not.
Because you know when you walk out on that field, at least according to the pros, this overwhelming urge hits you that you must spit every 5 seconds.
No.
It's spit, 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 spit.
Well, playing ball, various games, if you get something, you get a mouthful of dirt or something, yes. But it just as just to do it, no. Sorry, that's rude. It's disgusting.
That's what I've been trying to tell them in baseball. That it's a big turn off, and I turn it off.
Yeah.
When all they do is show everybody spitting.
Yeah, I agree.
And they do a shot of the coaches. What are the coaches doing?
Yeah.
Oh, they're opening sunflower seeds with their teeth and spitting out the shells.
And I agree with you. That's, I
it's ridiculous.
Think that's...
Is that manly?
Well, see, and we're not talking baseball. You just said men don't have a problem doing it in public.
Yeah.
And, just as an aside, walking down the sidewalk and spitting, no. That's
I don't know what the problem is, Jeff.
No. Sorry.
All right, the following questions come from the standard 5th grade curriculum in the U.S. Answer 4 out of 5 questions correctly, or you ain't got the sense of a 5th grader.
Okay, 5th grade.
So you got to dumb down for this one.
I got to think back to 5th grade, I know.
A sentence with only one independent clause and no subordinate clause is called a...
simple sentence.
Ding, ding. Good for you.
I remember my English lessons.
Yeah, I mean... when you're doing composition or writing a letter or something, you're not saying, oh, I think the next one should be a simple sentence or a compound sentence.
There are people that do that, and that's why they're good writers. I am not.
Which of the following countries is on the equator?
Oh.
Mexico, Brazil, or Nigeria?
On the equator?
Yes.
Oh, man. Brazil.
Ding. You already got 3 points after 2 questions. Which of the following is not a function of the digestive system?
Okay.
Breaks down food, helps cells get energy from food, or helps make food.
Oh, helps make food.
Ding. All right, and lastly, fill in the blank with the correct helping verb or verbs. By the end of the summer, Jim blank learned how to ride a horse. That's all right. Let me just read that sentence again. By the end of the summer, Jim blank learned how to ride a horse. Is it A, will have, B, can have, or C, has?
And it's blank learned how to drive a horse? Or
Blank,
ride a horse?
Blank learned how to ride a horse.
Has learned, has.
I didn't say, you say has learned?
Yeah.
Well, that's correct, too. I mean, they got this wrong. They got to say will have. That's correct also. That can work there.
By the end of the summer...
By the end of the summer, Jim...
no, it is will have. Yeah, I understand it. Yeah. I got it.
I guess it had learned. It would be correct, not has learned.
Yeah.
So, you get one little buzzer there, but
yeah,
you still got 4 correct.
When it comes to that, I got to look at what I'm reading there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that in my head, sorry.
By the end of the summer, Jim has learned how... No, it's past tense. So it's
Dr. Bob come
should be had learned.
Give me a personal lesson.
Yeah, I'll give him one in math. How's that sound? Obviously, he never took it. It's called $1.5 million. You get it from the Travelers Insurance Agency because they owe it to us. Oh, no, let's just tax the taxpayer. Let's just go get another $4.5 million from the taxpayer. Just got $123 million. Those fools didn't know that the previous Board of Commissioners had put aside the $90 million for our schools.
So you're saying Bob's not as smart as a fifth grader?
I'd rather have a fifth grader doing
it. Yeah, okay.
I'd love for him to come in here and take us on one day and defend his actions. He, too, be hiding under that chair in the corner. All right. That's just wishful thinking, though. All right, things we need to know today so we do not sound stupid, because that's easy to do without my help. Baseball plays their All-Star game tonight in Cleveland. Amazon celebrating its 25th anniversary this week. Of course, the big Prime Day 2-day sale is next Monday and Tuesday.
Ooh.
Simon Cowell has gone on a vegan diet. Oh, how West Coast is that? And dropped 20 pounds. Anderson Cooper will only inherit only $1.5 million from his mom's estate. Apparently, Gloria Vanderbilt did a good job of spreading her wealth while she was alive.
They didn't do away with the Biltmore, though. That still belongs to the family.
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it belong to her, though?
No, it belongs to the family.
Or she got just a share in it?
No, like I said, they all still go out there, and they live out there. There's only a little bit of that you can go visit and all that stuff.
And they charge that much to visit a little bit?
Well, from what I read, the family, old Anderson Cooper, et cetera. I don't know how many others there are, but they still go out there and do family functions and things.
But it doesn't have cable.
Probably doesn't need a cable.
A 35-year-old toilet clogger, serial toilet clogger, in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, just got a sentence of 150 days in jail. Guess what he'll do in jail?
Clean toilets.
Clog the toilet and create the flood.
Maybe, maybe not. I think it'll be a little different in this case.
Barbra Streisand gave the crowd at London's Hyde Park a treat Sunday night when she reunited with her A Star Is Born co-star Chris Christopherson on stage. They sang two songs from that movie, Lost Inside of You and then Evergreen. All right, today's impossible question. 33% of people have cried when letting go of this. What is it?
Money.
Not money. This is an object.
Oh, I don't know. Jeez. I no clue.
33% of people have cried when selling their home.
Oh, no.
And all the memories. 73% of Americans are proud of our country for achievements in sports. According to Weight Watchers, the average person gains 7 pounds per year by taste testing. The more money you make, the less it is more money you make, the less likely it is you've gone bowling in the last year.
Okay.
I guess bowling's only poor people?
I think that's what they're implying. It's for all us mundane, low lifes. What was the term Hillary used for us? Yeah, that one. Bums.
No, what was the word? Start with the D. Deplorables.
Deplorables, yes. It's a deplorable game.
Over 90% of the people have seen, it says someone wearing, have seen someone wearing a Hawaiian-like shirt on a warm weather vacation. 66% of adults say they use a piggy bank, even though they initially designed it for kids. It was once commonplace, but thanks to technology, you don't hear a busy signal much anymore. do you? You get voicemail. And according to Reader's Digest, men use over 95% of the clothes they packed while on vacation, but women only use about 60%.
Well, okay.
Because they carry 6% more than the man.
Yeah, well, yeah, when you got 3-4 bags, you can't get to them all.
Okay. All right, well, let's wander over to our rim shot file and see how we're doing there today. Where did I put it? There it is. Rim shots. Tom Hanks turned 63 today. Hanks will spend today the way he always does, praying for Oprah to die so he can be the most beloved human on Earth. Samuel L. Jackson will be in the next Saw movie. It'll be the first movie in the franchise to get an NC-17 rating for profanity. Have you seen the Saw movie?
No, I haven't watched the first one. Nope.
I
have seen Samuel L. Jackson in action before I really figured out what he was all about.
Well, Saul puts people in impossible situations, like in a room that's filling with water, the key's over there,
right.
Your ankle's shackled, and you can't reach it.
Cut your leg off to
But
get
here's a saw to saw off your leg. Courtney Love turns 55 today. Yes, 55 years ago, God gave the syringe industry a bailout. Kevin Spacey wants his sexual assault trial dismissed. Yeah, Lindsay Lohan wants to be the new Little Miss Mermaid. You know, get in line at the wishing well, tough guy, I tell you. O.J. Simpson turns 72 today.
Jeez, yeah.
He'll cut his cake, and then, out of habit, he'll hide the knife. If you're looking for a gift, you can always use a pair of gloves that are comfortable, but just tight enough so he can't convincingly pretend they don't fit. A man who had lesions that resembled tree bark all over his hands is living a more normal life thanks to multiple surgeries. Reached for comment, he said, I am not Groot. Groot, I'm sorry. I am not Groot. A new study says that cockroaches are getting close to invincible.
Yes, we are. We are invincible.
And they will not go away. No, we won't. They're like OJ of insects. Yeah. Researchers say old TV shows are good for your mental well-being, and even better for your well-being of Jerry Seinfeld's bank account, I guess.
Old TV shows? Yeah. Leave It to Beaver, Mayberry, RFD, Andy.
Beaches in Mississippi are experiencing a toxic algae bloom. Fortunately for swimmers, green hair complements red necks. So there you go. 5 people were hospitalized at the running of the bulls in Spain. So if you're feeling down and need something to fit your spirits, please refer to the previous statement.
Only 5, huh? Jeez.
And Eric Swalwell is dropping out of the race for the Democratic presidential nomination.
Oh.
If you're wondering who Eric Swalwell is, well, that's why he's dropping out.
What a moron.
He sits on that intelligence committee and still thinks Russia did it.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Russia colluded. Yeah, Russia put out $100,000 worth of Facebook ads that changed the course of the American voter.
Well, they did collude, but they didn't collude with who they want us to think they colluded.
Yeah, colluded with the Democrats.
They colluded with Hillary.
Yeah.
She paid them.
Yeah. Oh, and this thing about Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
And what's the guy's name? Eric
Epstein.
Epstein.
Whatever.
Epstein. Bill says, I gotta get my Bill mode. I only flew with him 4 times, just 4 times. And it was for business. When in fact, the flight manifest says he flew 27 times, many times after ducking the Secret Service. And yes, there were underage women on board the plane.
Yeah, he was getting the business. No lie there.
No. Just 4 times. That's it. Just 4.
Yeah, well, that's the pedophile flights for those.
Deny, and put out the press release that lies.
If you haven't figured it out yet, that's Bill Clinton.
I only got a massage from those girls. Right. That's it. Nothing sexual.
Yeah.
It was perfectly legal. At 30,000 feet over the Atlantic.
Yeah, ask Monica. Well, no, and they flew off the coast, too.
Yeah.
They flew out of U.S. airspace.
Yeah.
Purposefully.
Under nobody's jurisdiction. That's what they'll argue if it comes to it. Let's see. How much time I got? Okay. Well, we'll go into...
You got as much time as Bill Clinton's got.
Yeah, we did that. All right. Thanks, Steve. Get up here. Here we go. A long-distance runner lost track of how many laps he ran during a 5,000-meter race in Switzerland over the weekend. So he sprinted to the finish and started celebrating before realizing they had 1 lap to go. Then he re-entered the race, finished 10th.
Gebruet now coming to the bell. He's got 20 meters. Oh, no. Oh, he thought he'd reached the bell. He thought he'd reached the finish line. He's got a lap to go. I don't believe it. A man of his experience. All of the highlights will be about this. Gebruet, with a lap to go, thinks he's won the race. The arms go up. He's miscounted. He's miscalculated. And for somebody of his experience, well, that's inexcusable.
Well, better learn to count.
Well,
and the bell means 1 lap to go. It doesn't mean finish line.
For the very few times that I ran laps on a track for a measured race like that, I'll be honest, I was struggling to keep count of the laps. And those guys, I can't imagine having to do that in a pressure race like that.
And finally, a woman in Alabama got into a road rage incident on Saturday, pulled a gun, and accidentally shot her husband in the face by mistake.
Yeah.
Luckily, he survived. Here's a woman who lives nearby who thought it was fireworks, and a cop who said it's a reminder to think before doing something stupid.
Fireworks, and then we looked outside. We looked out the window, and some guy was on the ground. The bullet could have ricocheted to inside the trailer. It could have hurt us.
The main thing is don't let annoyance cause you to do something that you will have to pay for or regret for the rest of your life.
Oh, no, that's 15 seconds you won't ever get back.
You sure that was a mistake?
Yeah. What were your real intentions? All right, so it goes for this Tuesday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow, 7 to 9, for a Hump Day Wednesday.
News. I'm Mike Riley.
Wait a minute. Wait. Please. It's not in the right place. My bad. All right, I'll just finish out, let's see, the hour, I guess. And we'll do it that way. Because I didn't resync it. I rebooted this computer and I didn't resync it to where it needed to be. That is my bad. And I will have to resync it during the newscast. Okay. Let's do this. How much time I got? 1 minute. All right, enough to do the weather for you. For today, mostly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms. Look for a high today of 87, heat index 92. We'll still be in the muggy range of about 72 on the dew point scale. Tonight, partly cloudy, isolated thunderstorms, a low of 73. Wednesday, partly cloudy, scattered thunderstorms, high of 89. More thunderstorms tomorrow night, a little 73. Thursday, just ditto. Partly cloudy, high of 90. Your next relief on the dew points are going to come in here Sunday afternoon as things stand now, about noon, and you'll see dew points in the 68, 67 range. Not a big relief, but you will definitely feel it, and it will feel huge compared to what we had yesterday. All right, with that said, all right, it is coming up on 9 o'clock here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Undaunted by Democrat opposition and a negative Supreme Court decision, the Trump administration is forging ahead with attempts to include a citizenship question on the 2020 census. Attorney General William Barr suggests that he's come up with a legal workaround.
I think it does provide a pathway for getting the question on the census.
Barr says we'll learn details of the administration's plan soon. President Trump has said it's important to find out whether people are in the country legally. And this would not be the first time that a citizenship question was part of the national head count. The president threatens to cut off all contact with the British ambassador to the U.S. This after leaked diplomatic cables revealed the envoy's harsh criticism of and disparaging remarks about the Trump administration.
Officially, the government hasn't said very much other than the Foreign Secretary pointing out that these were Sir Kim's personal views, and number 10 saying they had full faith in Sir Kim Darroch. One layer, slightly less officially, a senior member of the government has told me tonight, is very frustrating, but they're sure the relationship will be able to continue. They're confident somehow we'll be able to get over this.
The BBC's Laura Kuhnsberg. As Congress returns to a relatively quiet legislative week, Republicans likely to focus much of their attention on the future of Michigan Congressman Justin Amash.
Amash using Independence Day to announce he was leaving the Republican Party. Now one of the party's most influential members, North Carolina's Mark Meadows, has called for Amash to be dropped from the party conference and to lose his position on the Oversight Committee. It would take a two-thirds vote of party members when they meet tomorrow for the first time since Amash's announcement.
That's Capitol Hill correspondent Wally Hines. On Wall Street, futures pointing to a lower open later on. Right now, Dow futures down about 104 points. S&P futures off 11. More on these stories at townhall.com.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. Greenville police say a suspect is dead and one officer is hospitalized after an officer-involved shooting this morning. The shooting was related to a call about a breaking and entering in progress at a home. Greenville Police Chief Mark Holzman tells WCTI News.
This was a very violent encounter between our officer and obviously a deadly encounter in the end. We're glad our officer is okay. It's unfortunate anytime an incident like this happens in our community.
Democrats are calling on Labor Secretary Alexander Acosta, who, when he was U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida, was involved in a secret plea deal that allowed Jeffrey Epstein to avoid federal charges and serve only a year in jail. The billionaire financier is now facing child sex trafficking charges in New York. White House advisor Kellyanne Conway this morning was asked if the Labor Secretary still has the president's confidence.
The president said he met Alex Acosta 2.5 years ago when he applied for the job, was happy to give him the job at the Department of Labor, and since then, through any number of reasons, beginning with the president, we've got a big jobs boom. And I do know when Alex Acosta was up for Senate confirmation, I believe this particular matter was discussed.
House Republican leaders say it's time to debate Medicaid legislation originally designed to cover hundreds of thousands of low-income adults in North Carolina. This today. Social media platform Instagram announced a new feature called Restrict. It's used to restrict access to users' accounts, and the person being blocked will not know they are blocked. The head of Instagram, Adam Asori, talked about how the new feature will give people more control.
We're exploring a range of other things too. How can we give you a bit more control over your experience on the platform without the bully finding out, so you can keep tabs on what's happening but not be quite at the mercy of the actor that you were at the beginning.
Searchers in the Great Smoky Mountains have found the remains of an unidentified human body. You're listening to NCN News.
There are millions of unused and leftover opioid pills in North Carolina alone, enough to stretch from the mountains to the coast. These powerful prescription pills are contributing to an epidemic that takes 5 lives every day. But there is something more powerful than opioids. All of us. We can take back our extra pills and ask our healthcare providers about alternatives for pain. Together, we can take back our communities. Learn how you can help end the epidemic at morepowerfulnc.org.
Medicaid expansion, school safety, a statewide bond package, the next state budget. North Carolina lawmakers are tackling these and other topics. You can follow all the action with Carolina Journal. How would these proposals affect you, your wallet, your family? Carolina Journal offers answers. Available each month as a free newspaper. Every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your best source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com.
Hi, this is Chef Karen at Philly and Colts. Nothing is better than a delicious, piping hot pizza with lots of gooey, melty cheese, pepperoni, fresh veggies, spicy sauce on a crunchy, chewy, homemade crust. Ah, I made your mouth water, didn't I? Join us every Tuesday this summer, and we'll bake them just how you like them. We'll even have a gluten-free crust. And the only thing better than pizza? Tuesday is half-price house wine. Now that's a great combination. Philly and Colts at Little River, 692-4411.
Clouds will stay put throughout the day, and that should help keep our temperatures on the slightly cooler side. We'll top in the mid to upper 80s, and it will not be as humid as it was yesterday. A few scattered showers and thunderstorms will develop later this afternoon, mainly for those counties to the south. Otherwise, tonight, expect the lows to fall into the lower 70s. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
This hour, the Chris Plant Show is brought to you by Champion Car Wash on OUS 1 in downtown Southern Pines. Clean, fast, friendly, and free with every 10th